Welcome to the Ugly Sofa in the Basement podcast. I'm your host, Chase the Conscience. This is the first podcast. I never thought I'd see myself actually doing a podcast. I never thought I'd have the bravery to talk and stuff like that. So, with that being said, let's get into it. I am a gout sufferer. Gout is a form of like arthritis. Brings severe pain, redness, and tenderness in joints. Gout is caused by a condition known as hyperuricemia. I believe that's how you pronounce it. It's when there's too much uric acid in the body. The body makes uric acid when it breaks down purines, which are found in your body and the foods you eat. Some food and drinks can cause flare-ups of gout, including alcohol, beef, pork, chicken liver, wild game, sardines, anchovies, yeast, and drinks with high fructose corn syrup like soda. For some people, stress can even trigger gout attacks. That's because the high levels of stress and anxiety are associated with increased uric acid levels. Gout usually lasts 5 to 7 days. I've had it longer. Then it usually gets better. It could cause lasting damage to joints if you don't get it treated immediately. Meaning, if you don't get to the doctor or do something to get the inflammation down, it could cause like permanent damage to your joints, making it hard for you to walk or use your joints and stuff like that. Really bad. So you definitely want to rest and elevate your foot. You could try home remedies such as applying ice, taking over-the-counter pain medications, and drinking lots of water to help provide relief. If the pain is severe or worsening, you definitely want to go to your doctor. Like, definitely. Don't be like me and not go to the doctor. It's stupid. The most popular remedy right now for gout is tart cherry juice. It's supposed to help decrease uric acid levels and ease symptoms. There's 3 foods that are really high in vitamin C, and they can also lower the risk of a gout flare-up. That includes oranges, grapefruit, strawberries, tomatoes, spinach, kale, things like that. So, you definitely want to take care of yourself, because having gout is no fun. Trust me, I know. But let's get into the topic at hand. That's eating healthy on a budget. So, I'm always hearing people talking about using the excuse that eating healthy is way too expensive for them, and it's cheaper to eat junk food or go out to McDonald's, Burger King. I'm going to give you a few tips and clever ways to eat healthy on a tight budget. Number 1, you want to plan your meals. Planning is essential. Pick one day each week to plan your meals for the upcoming week. Then make a grocery list of what you're going to need. Only plan to buy what you're going to use so that you don't end up throwing away a lot of what you buy. Number 2, stick to your grocery list. Once you've planned your meals and made your grocery list, stick to it. It is very easy to get sidetracked at the grocery store, which can lead to expensive purchases. Shop the perimeter of the store first. You will be more likely to fill your cart with whole foods. The middle of the store has the most processed and unhealthy foods. If you find yourself in the aisles, look at the top or bottom of the shelves. The more expensive items are usually at eye level. There are definitely grocery list apps that will help you shop, whether you're using iOS or Android. Some of them can even say favorite items or share your list between other people. Using an app is a great way to make sure you don't forget your list at home, for those who are forgetful. Number 3, cook at home. Cooking at home is much cheaper than eating out. So you definitely want to cook at home. And if you cook at home rather than eating out at the last minute, you can definitely feed an entire family for the same price as buying food for 1 or 2 people at a restaurant. Some people even cook for the entire week on the weekends instead of cooking one meal at a time. Cooking for yourself, you also know exactly what's in your food. When you go out, you don't necessarily know what they're putting in your food. Everyone always has that, McDonald's isn't real meat or Taco Bell isn't real meat. Well, if you're making your own food, then you know exactly what you're putting into your body. Number 4, cook at large portions and use your leftovers. Cooking large meals can save you both time and money. Leftovers can be used for lunches and other recipes or frozen for later on. Leftovers also make very good stews, stir fries, salads, and burritos, and that is a great way for people on a budget. Number 5, don't shop when you're hungry. If you go to a grocery store hungry, you're probably going to stop shopping from your grocery list and buy things based off your hunger. When you're hungry, you often want foods that aren't good for you or your budget. So grab a piece of fruit, yogurt, or another healthy snack before you go to the store. Number 6, buy whole foods. Some foods are way cheaper and less processed form. For example, a block of cheese is cheaper than shredded cheese. Canned beans are cheaper than refried beans. Whole grains like brown rice and oats are also cheaper per serving than most processed cereals. The less processed foods are often sold in larger quantities, and they definitely have more servings per package. Number 7, buy generic. Most stores offer generic brands for nearly anything, and all food manufacturers have to follow that. Don't get it twisted. The generic brands may be the same quality as other brands as well, just less expensive. I see a lot of name brand cereals, a lot of name brand breakfast items and stuff like that. Buy it because, especially if you have your own seasonings at home, you can always season something up and make it taste just like the big popular name brand. Most of the time, they're probably making the name brand stuff in the same factory that they're making the big names. Number 9. Number 8. Stop buying junk food. Cut out the junk food from your diet. It's crazy when you see how much you're paying for soda, cookies, and processed food. If you cut out processed and unhealthy foods, you can spend more on your budget on better quality and healthy foods. You definitely want to put down the sticky buns and honey buns and do better. It's better for your body, and your body will thank you. Number 9, stock up on sales. If you have a favorite product that you use a lot, you definitely need to stock up on them while they're on sale. And if it's something you'll definitely use, stock up and save a little money, just to make sure that it'll last you for a while and won't expire, because it will not save you any money if you buy something that you're going to end up throwing out. Number 10, buy cheaper cuts of meat if you're a meat eater. Fresh meat and fish can be expensive. You can get many cuts of meat that cost way less. These are a great way to put them in like burritos, casseroles, soup, stews, stir fries. It's definitely helpful to buy large and inexpensive cuts of meat to use in several different meals during the week. That, or you could just cut out meat in general for all my vegan and vegetarian people. Number 11, which kind of ties into what I just said. Replace meat with other proteins. Eating less meat is definitely a good way to save money. Try 1 or 2 days per week where you use other proteins such as hemp seeds, eggs, or canned fish, etc., etc. These are all very inexpensive, nutritious, and easy to prepare. Most of them also have a long shelf life, and they're definitely less likely to spoil quickly. That, or just like I said, cut out meat altogether. Become a vegetarian. Number 12, shop for produce that is in season. Shout outs to Brittany Lupton. It's in season for a reason. Local produce that is in season is definitely cheaper. It is usually at its peak in both nutrition and flavor. Produce that is not in season, it's often been halfway around the world to get to your store, which is definitely not good for your budget, because the more places it goes, the more it has to travel, the more expensive it's going to be. You want to buy the produce by the bag as well. That is usually a lot cheaper than buying by the piece. If you buy more than you need, you can freeze the rest of it or put it into your next week's meal plans. Meal planning is good. Number 13, buy frozen fruits and vegetables. Fresh fruits, berries, and vegetables are usually in season only for a few months per year and are rather expensive. It's in season for a reason. Frozen produce is just as nutritious, and it's cheaper. It's available all year and is usually sold in large bags. Frozen produce is great to use when cooking and making smoothies, or toppings for like oatmeal and yogurt. You'll be able to take out only what you need to use, which definitely saves on waste, which essentially saves money. The rest will be kept from spoiling in the freezer, and reducing produce waste is a great way to save your money. Number 14, buy in bulk. Buying foods in bulk can save you a lot of money. Grains such as brown rice and oats are all available in bulk. They also stay fresh for a while. If you store them in airtight containers, the same goes for beans, lentils, some nuts, and dried fruit. These are all foods that are relatively inexpensive and can be used in different healthy meals. Number 15, grow your own produce. All my gardeners out there. If you have the space or a place to, grow your own crops, it's great to grow your own produce. Seeds, for the most part, are very cheap to buy. With some time and effort, you may be able to grow your own herbs, sprouts, tomatoes, onions, and many more. Having a continuous supply at home saves money at the store. Self-efficient. Homegrown produce tastes a lot better than store-bought. You're not putting the chemicals and stuff like that. And you can guarantee that it's picked at the peak of ripeness. You ever go to the store and you have to flick the watermelons and stuff like that to see if it's ripe? Well, if you have it at home and you know when it was planted and stuff like that, you know when it's ripe. Perfect. Number 16, pack your lunch. For all my on the road driving workers, warehouse workers, and office workers, especially office workers, because office workers tend to order out a lot. This one's for you. Pack your lunch. Eating out is very expensive, especially if done a lot. Packing your lunch, snacks, drinks, and other meals is less expensive and way healthier than eating out. If you have adapted to cooking large meals at home, which is what I spoke about on tip number 4, you'll always have a steady lunch to bring with you without any additional effort or cost. It does require some planning, but it's definitely going to save you a lot of money at the end of the month. Trust me, I know. Instead of going to the vending machines at the warehouse jobs and buying all that junk, or if you're in an office and you're ordering out and getting delivery, or if you're on the road driving and you're stopping at a gas station getting gas station food, which is disgusting, you definitely want to start packing lunch, because it's going to save you a lot of money and you're going to feel better about it because you're eating healthier. Number 17, use coupons, especially if you use them wisely. Coupons are great. They're a great way to save money. Most coupons are for unhealthy processed foods, though, so you definitely want to sort out the good deals from the junk and stock up on cleaning products, healthy foods, and other products that you'll definitely use. By cutting the cost of products needed around the house, you can spend more of your budget on healthy foods. Number 18, appreciate less expensive foods. There are a lot of foods available that are both inexpensive and healthy. If you make some adjustments and use ingredients that you may not be used to, you can probably definitely prepare many delicious and inexpensive meals. Try increasing your use of eggs, beans, seeds, frozen fruits, and vegetables, cheaper cuts of meat, and whole grains. These all taste great and are cheaper and very nutritious. Number 19, buy from cheap online retailers. There are online retailers offering healthy foods for up to 50% cheaper than store retailers. By registering, you get daily discounts and deals. The products are then delivered straight to your door, which saves gas. One of the retailers that is real big is Thrive Market. It's a very good online retailer that focuses exclusively on healthy and unprocessed foods. Buying as much as you can from them definitely will save you money. In conclusion, you don't have to spend a lot of money to eat well. There are so many ways to eat healthy, even on the tightest budget, you guys. These include planning your meals, cooking at home, and making smart choices at the grocery store. Junk food definitely costs you twice as much as healthier choices. Bad health comes with medical costs, drugs, as far as like pharmaceutical, and even reduced productivity because you're sitting around, you're eating junk food, you don't want to do anything, you're sitting down watching Netflix, eating Doritos and chips and stuff like that. When you're eating junk food, it's comforting, so you definitely don't want to be active while you're doing that. So get uncomfortable and get out there and start making better choices, because you can't put a price on good health. Up next, we have In the Clouds with Skiii X. Introduce yourself, man.
Welcome to In the Clouds with your host, Skiii. Today's topic is top 5 favorite video games. Let's get it.
Alright, you want to go first?
Yep. Number 1, we got WWE 2K22.
Hey, so with this, are you doing number 1 as in your top favorite, or is it like number 1 as in number 5, like going backwards? Because my list, I have my list going backwards, where I have like 5 least favorite to number 1 favorite. So is that how you're doing your list? Or
mine is like number 1 is my favorite.
So you're going like from your favorite to least favorite?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, so WWE 2K22, I've been a fan of wrestling for so long, since I was born. I've played all of the games. 2K20 was, but it sucked. The graphics were horrible. The storyline was horrible. They didn't even come out with a 2K21, right. But they did make up for it with 2K22. The graphics are amazing. The storyline's amazing. They have each gender in their separate My Rise. It is amazing. Number 2.
Hold on. I'm sorry, X. I didn't mean to cut you off, man. I agree with you, because 2K20 had a lot of glitches and it was real buggy. I really didn't like the career mode that they had in that. Yeah. I kind of thought it was just like basic.
Right.
And I never played Battleground. I watched you play it like twice, and I just
it really wasn't that good. The characters didn't even look like the wrestlers.
Yeah, and then 2K22, like I've gotten familiar with that game now, and yep. The My Rise to me gets a little corny. It's been a little boring for me, because like I'm doing all this stuff. I guess maybe if I would have did it in order, because now like I'm like I became the champion. I had fought Roman Reigns, and I was like the SmackDown champion. And then randomly, like I did a lot of stuff, and it was like the only thing I saw in there to restart some more stuff. It was like, would you like to go challenge for the 24/7 title? And I'm like, wait, I'm like the top star on the. I think I'm like the top star on SmackDown.
Yeah.
I'm the champ. Why would I want to go for the 24/7 title?
Exactly.
And then I won that, and then they didn't even have me like come out with like my regular SmackDown, title, like I'm the champ, like I'm the man. I'm just looking to grab another belt. It was weird. And then I did all that kind of stuff, and then I go back, and it's like, oh, challenge this person for the Intercontinental, and then it's talking about they talk as if I'm still a rookie. Like I like when the word Rumble, WrestleMania, blah blah blah. But yeah, other than that, the game's great. I apologize, and let's move to your second one.
So second one, we got Fortnite. Fortnite. I have been a season 1 player, and it has been hard. I've gone through so many events that I thought the game was ending. Like the season 10 event when the rocket blew up. Yeah, I thought the game was ending for good.
Yeah.
I thought I lost everything in my account, my season 1 skins, but I didn't. But Fortnite is kind of overrated, but the storyline is still alive. I bet next season is going to be crazier than this season.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add on that?
No, I haven't played Fortnite in quite some time now, but it's definitely something that I did enjoy playing. When it was like me, Use Eyes, Avi, a couple other people we used to play all the time, and we had like that big group, and we'd be like on the phone, like FaceTiming other people, right. and on the mics, and getting mad at each other, like, oh, you should have did this, oh, run, save me, and then there was nights where like we really got mad at each other. Like I remember being mad at people because they were like doing, crazy stuff, and I was like really upset afterwards. Like, didn't even talk to them for like an hour. But then I realized that I was like, dang, I really am competitive, and the game must obviously be that good if I'm really that upset about it. But yeah, Fortnite's fun. A lot of people don't like it. Oh, it's for kids, but it's cool. You get to play with all those characters, and they have like different crazy things. It's definitely a game that it revolutionized those kind of battleground type games. Epic Games definitely did their thing.
Right.
Yeah, that's all I have to say for that one.
Number 3, I've been a big fan of this game for so long. Mortal Kombat. I love these type of fighting games, especially when they have that like horror movie killers in the game. Like Jason was in one of them.
Mm-hmm.
How could you not go wrong with Mortal Kombat? My favorite characters, to be honest, is Sub-Zero. My favorite character of all time. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, Sub-Zero was one of my favorites as a kid. I grew up playing that, so it's crazy to see you, finally start playing like the newer Mortal Kombat games.
Yeah.
I was a day one Mortal Kombat fan back in the day, Sega and stuff like that. So it's fun to see you playing that sometimes, because I'm just like, wow. I remember when we would play like on arcade, like actual arcade, like the actual arcade thing, and Liu Kang doing the bicycle kick, and Johnny Cage and all that, the whoopsies, all that crazy stuff. So it just takes me back. That game is a classic. Me personally, I'm more of a Street Fighter fan, but
me too.
But Mortal Kombat's cool. It's a classic.
Yeah. Number 4, my favorite game, but also a little bit overrated because no one really plays it. Minecraft. Minecraft is where I learned to be creative and be myself. I've explored so much stuff in Minecraft. I've gone through so much stuff with Minecraft. If you would go on my Minecraft account and see all of the worlds I've done between 2016 to now, you would be shocked on how much I've improved. Minecraft is my main game.
Yeah, Minecraft is cool. I first played it with you. I think it came out before you were even really playing. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I'd have to check the date on it. Yeah, dude. We've built worlds. Like, you remember like those underground bunkers I made, and
I remember those.
Yeah, like, so we've built some things. I'll get into how I feel about Minecraft when it's my turn to talk about my top 5. So, yeah, Minecraft's a good game.
Yeah, I love Minecraft so much. But I am so sorry that you have to hear this.
Oh, top game, number 1?
Number 5.
Oh, this isn't your favorite. Oh, okay, that's right. Your favorite was
Super Smash Bros.
Oh, okay. Super Smash is good.
I'm sorry, but I just feel like it's basic.
What?
Just a little bit. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the game, but I also don't love the game. I mean,
why is it in your top 5 if you don't?
I mean, I still play it and like the game. It's just I don't like it as much as like Fortnite, 2K22.
Well, why do you think it's basic? Or is that not what you meant?
That's not what I meant.
Okay, because I was gonna say it can't be in your top 5 if you think it's a basic
game. It's getting old. Because I played it for a long time, and I just feel like I don't like playing it anymore. Me
personally, I just got into it recently, playing with G and Polo and Dan. I just got into it, and I never liked it. I never liked it back in the day, and I'm a freaking beast right now. Smash Bros. I think I'd be like the ultimate. Maybe not the best in the world, but you know what I mean. I'd be nice because it's it started off with Nintendo characters. I'm a Nintendo fan for life. And they've evolved, and they have Snake from Metal Gear Solid. You know what I mean? They have a whole bunch of different characters on there. I just named Snake just because I felt like that wasn't real Nintendo-ish. But yeah, they have so many characters. I can't believe you said that. But I get it.
Okay. Well.
Do you have any honorary mentions? Because I have some honorary mentions. Like, you have any like ones that you thought should have made the list? Like, do you?
Yes, I do.
Okay, let me hear them. Because I have one in my mind for you that I think that you would consider an honorary mention. But if you don't say it, then I'm going to say it.
GTA.
Okay, and that's not what I was thinking. But yeah, which one? 5, of course.
5, yes.
'Cause you never played any of them but 5.
GTA 5 is
For the story mode or online?
both.
Okay.
Mostly for online though.
Right.
But to be honest, I really don't play it that much. If I play it, it's only to play like missions with my dad, and then I get off.
You're talking to me, sir.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty much. So that's why I didn't make it on the list. Also, one that didn't make it on the list is what's the game called?
What's it about?
It's something about a superhero. Oh, the Spider-Man game.
Miles Morales or the other one?
The Peter Parker one.
Okay, that's it's Miles Morales, but different character.
It was good.
You played that?
Yeah, I played it.
Oh, okay.
I had both.
Yeah, Miles Morales I love that game. That was a good game.
Miles Morales is better.
It was beautiful.
But that one also didn't make it on the list because I don't really play it anymore either. But both Spider-Man games were amazing. The storyline was amazing. But I don't feel like they deserve to be on the list. No offense.
All right, well, let's stop talking about it then, because...
Okay. Now time for...
Hold on.
Okay.
There's one game that I'm surprised you didn't mention, even as number 5. Like, you named Smash Bros. And then low-key trashed on it. I'm surprised that you didn't mention Disney Infinity. As hard as you used to play that game, we literally have 100 different characters upstairs.
That should have been my top
bin.
2.
In the bin. Yeah, I'm really shocked at you. Like, to hear you say Mortal Kombat, what you just recently got into, like 2 years, like this last 2 years, and Smash Bros, like, and you said you didn't even like it, called it basic. You didn't have Disney Infinity. I can understand if you didn't say like Skylanders, you got into that, didn't really play it, and Lego Dimensions, you got into that, but didn't play it. But Disney Infinity, like, we got on to starting to watch FGTV, which is now super popular with everybody's kids. Back in the day when FGTV first started getting big, you were the only person, like, we were the only people like, oh, you ever heard of FGTV? What's that? Now you say FGTV, parents are like, oh, my kids watch them. But back in the day, I'm pretty sure that you and I were the only ones, at least out here in Lancaster, that were really watching FGTV. Now I know a lot of people's kids. Can you stop playing with that? A lot of people's kids that start are watching them now. So, like, but if it wasn't for Disney Infinity, we wouldn't even know who they were, because we were watching them play characters on Disney Infinity. And I remember you said, oh, this is the game I'm talking about, and then I went out and got you the base. I remember when we first bought the very first the box.
I still have the base.
Oh, of course, with the starter, like when we got the first startup one.
Yep.
So dope.
The one with who did it come with again?
I don't remember.
I think it was the Avengers, right?
Yeah, it was Captain America
and Thor.
Yeah, Captain America and Thor. That's exactly what it was.
Yep.
But yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So.
You conscious?
Number 5. I'm going from least favorite to most favorite. Number 5 for me is Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo.
Wow.
Just growing up as a kid, I think that may have been the first 2 games that we got when the Super Nintendo system dropped. The game was really cool. It was wild, and it was challenging at times. The OST, like the soundtrack, is pretty cool too. There's been artists, like hip hop artists, that actually have sampled songs from that game on like their music, and I'm a big soundtrack person now as an adult, and I listen to like a lot of older Nintendo and video game music, and I'm just like, man, Super Mario World was really bumping some cool music. Like, Japan they really do their thing with their games and soundtracks for Nintendo. But yeah, Mario, of course, is just it's groundbreaking.
Yeah.
The character itself, is just revolutionary. But yeah, that's my number 5. Number 4 is another Super Nintendo game. It's called Chrono Trigger. Whew. It's a RPG game, role-playing game. Similar to Final Fantasy, if you've ever played like an original Final Fantasy, like where you like have to collect items and do spells and cast spells. You go on like the item thing and you say cast spell, and you do that, and that's your turn, and then the opponent hits you, and then you go and you're like, oh, give him a fire blast, and you do stuff like that. That game put me on to what RPG games are, at least back then, for Nintendo and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I wasn't a big Final Fantasy fan, and I know a lot of people are going to be like, what, you don't like Final Fantasy? It's not that I didn't. It's just that there were other RPG games that I chose to play.
Right.
Chrono Trigger as well had a phenomenal soundtrack. Once again, there's a lot of artists, hip hop and in general, that sampled a lot of those songs. I showed you that one earlier with Wiz Khalifa. It's just like the music and the melodies they played, the gameplay, it was just really smooth. I'm kind of hoping that they eventually put that out on the Switch, because they're bringing a lot of games, and they have that Nintendo 64 one now,
Right.
Adaptation for the Switch, and I hope that they add the Chrono Trigger to the Super Nintendo thing.
Yeah.
Hopefully. If not, it's okay, because I'll just, they're hard to find. That game is expensive now. Like when you go to the stores and you go to like buy that game at like a used store, like Just Press Play, it could be like $90 for just that game.
Right.
Yeah, so, but I love that game though.
Okay.
Number 3, and you called it earlier, is GoldenEye for the Nintendo 64.
I knew it.
By the way, all my favorite games are all Nintendo games.
I knew it.
GoldenEye was that game. I believe that when we got the Nintendo 64 for Christmas, the year it came out, I think that was one of the 2 games, or 2 or 3, 4 games that we got. And I just remember playing the Super Mario one for the 64, but like GoldenEye was the game. I was already a lot of people bought GoldenEye and just played it because it was a game.
Right.
Me, I grew up because of Pop-Pop Bucky and Pop-Pop. For the listeners, Pop-Pop Bucky's my grandfather, and Pop-Pop is my dad. I could say Pop-Pop because that's Xavier's grandfather. They watched James Bond 007. So I saw GoldenEye the movie. So when they came out with the game, I was like, oh, okay, they made a game for that movie. And just the game itself was so great. The story in the game was similar to the movie. And just like the multiplayer co-op you could do, and just playing the game, it was always fun. Like I always found myself playing the game, running through the whole game, beating it, and then going back and playing it again multiple times. Like I've beaten that game so many times. And once again, just like the other 2, great soundtrack. There's a lot of cool music, and I don't know if you know this or not, but the menu music is so popular. Just that boom. It's so dope. And then the watch from the game, they have the Samsung has a watch, and you can buy a wallpaper for the watch that has the color, like the theme of the GoldenEye watch on it. So when you look at your watch, your Samsung watch, it has like the GoldenEye like you saw the health when you hit the pause menu. You had a shield on the right side, it was blue, and then health was like orange and green. And like when you lost health, it went down. So when you have like Samsung has like a wallpaper that you can put on there, and you can have it on your watch. So it looks like it's the GoldenEye watch. Mad dope. But yeah, GoldenEye really made like the first person shooter games like fun.
Another game that you played back to back and beat so many times is Zelda.
Yeah, but we're not gonna talk about that.
Okay.
Number 2 is Star Fox, whether it's for the Super Nintendo or the Nintendo 64.
That game was good.
Star Fox, just Fox McCloud. I have his it's over there somewhere. I think it's sitting on the collection shelf of the Star Fox like stuffed doll.
Oh yeah.
Fox McCloud, Falco, Peppy, Slippy. I loved Star Fox. Like it was I don't know if do you know what Star Fox is?
I think so.
So it's like you fly around in a plane in space and you like shoot, it's like a shoot.
Oh, I've played that game before.
It's amazing. They've made other versions, and there's another one that was for the GameCube that I liked, but nothing is like the Super Nintendo and the Nintendo 64 one. That's a game that I can run through, and I don't want to say a certain time and then real gamers be like, oh dude, that's a record, there's no way you beat it that fast. But I remember beating it like under an hour, the whole game, running through it real fast and just getting to the end of the game under an hour. The one day I sat down here and I had it plugged in to the TV and I played it, and I remember beating it in under an hour. It was really cool. Because the game it's not real hard, you know what I mean, but it's fun. And they have that on the Switch. Matter of fact, I have that on the Switch, and I'm gonna play it soon. Number one, you said it already, but you didn't know which one is The Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask. A lot of people will be like, "Oh, you picked Majora's Mask over Ocarina of Time?" Yes. If you understood those games, you would understand what I'm talking about. But Majora's Mask is really cool because you get like to take off the on and off the mask and change into Link can change into different characters in the game, and I think that's mad dope. And just like the eerie music and the eerie face on the mask, it really made for good video game and storytelling. I'm always going to be a Zelda fan no matter what. Played all the main Zeldas, and I'm happy to say that I got a chance to really play Majora's Mask as a kid when it first came out.
Yeah.
A lot of people now are getting a chance to play it because it's on the Switch and stuff like that, or they played it, on the Nintendo Wii and stuff like that, and that's cool. But like, I played it when it came out, like got it in the Nintendo 64 cartridge. Like if I played it when it was a cartridge game, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
I know you're like, I don't know any of these games, Dad. What the heck? My honorable mentions, I have Zelda Ocarina of Time. That came out before Majora's Mask. That game is fire. I just like the Majora's Mask more. Yeah. If it wasn't for Majora's Mask coming out, my top game would definitely be Ocarina of Time. But I just like Majora's Mask better. Super Mario 64, which was the very first game that we got for the Nintendo 64 alongside GoldenEye. That game is just so cool. That's on the Switch as well now. That game is so fun. Like, that game is so fun. Just, wow! Oh man, it was so cool just to play Mario in a 3D way. That was the first time Mario was 3D, like how it is now. Yeah. Because back then it was all that like that how it was. You just run from left to right. Mm. Well, yeah, left to right, and it like that was cool. But like when they got 3D, it was like, wow, this is really cool. And Mario actually like made noises, because in the old games you wouldn't hear anything from Mario. You just hear the when he jumps and stuff, or gets the like, you know what I mean, all those noises. You never heard Mario, so Mario to be like, wow, and he kind of talked, let's go and stuff like that. He talks. That was the first time you heard Mario like really say any words. And just fighting Bowser at the end, throwing the penguin off the cliff on the one part. I know that sounds dark, but everybody who's played Super Mario 64, they've thrown that stinking penguin off that cliff.
I've played it before, and I think I beat it once and stopped playing.
Yeah, the game's fun.
Yeah.
Another game, another honorable mention, which is my third honorable mention, is GTA 5.
Facts.
GTA 5, the story mode in general, phenomenal. But I now like playing it for the online because I like playing with you, doing the missions and having fun, just running around, going crazy. You know how we play.
Yeah.
It's fun. I love doing that. My fourth one is Minecraft.
Oh, of course, Minecraft.
I know people think that's cheesy, but listen.
Oh wow.
Playing Minecraft is super fun because you get to be creative, and not only that, but it's the not creative mode. What's the other one?
Survival mode.
Survival mode. You can really have fun with that because you are limited to what you can do, and you have to craft. Literally, you have to craft everything. If you want a sword, you have to craft it, and then you have to use it, and it'll break, and you have to like keep continuing to find things until you mine the unbreakable ones, and you have to watch out for the what are they called?
Mobs.
Creepers and
Zombies.
Yeah. What's the one guy's name? The Enderman.
Endermans.
Yeah.
Skeletons.
Yes. The dragon at the end. What's the dragon?
The Under Dragon.
Yeah. It's just Minecraft's a good game. If people truly play it survival and they play it how it's meant to be, that game can get challenging,
right.
and I think it's cool.
Yeah.
And my last honorable mention is it's a game called Run Saber for the Super Nintendo.
Never heard of that one before.
Yeah. I'd have to show you. It's a cool game. It's like you run around with like almost, it looks like a lightsaber and but it's not, and it's just like, it was cool. But it was something that I played a lot, and that game is like really expensive to find. Like when you go to if you go to like the used game stores or things like that, super expensive. But yeah, that's my those are my top 5 games and honorable mentions.
Yeah.
What else? Like what other games? What games are you looking forward to? If you know any games that are coming out. Or you don't know any?
I really don't know any that are coming out.
What game would you want to try, whether it's back in my era or your era that you haven't got a chance to play? What would you play?
Street Fighter 5.
Okay. That's a good game.
Yeah.
I'm not a Street Fighter 5 fan, but that's crazy, and I'm so mad at myself. Just how when I said Disney Infinity to you, I'm mad at myself because Street Fighter 2 Turbo, that's probably honestly my second favorite game. Just the Hadouken,
Hadouken.
I'm mad that I didn't put that on there. But yeah, fun game.
Yeah.
So yeah, Street Fighter 5 will be yours.
Yep.
That's cool.
What would be yours?
I wish I would have gotten more into like Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
And it probably would have made me play more games like the I forget what they're called, like the scroll games. I forget what they're called.
Yeah.
I wanted to get into those games, and I never did because I felt like they were more like drawn out, and you had to like do a lot of running around and stuff like that. Another good game that I should have mentioned in honorable is like Assassin's Creed, Uncharted. Those games are fun.
One of the games, I don't think it's as kind as a game, but Pokemon.
Oh, any other Pokemon in general, or Pokemon Go?
Pokemon Go.
For the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. When that first came out, man, I played that heavy.
Me too.
And then I ended up like letting go of my one profile because people were saying, if you do this, you can get Pikachu, and I'm a big Pikachu fan. Which sounds cliche, but a lot of people don't like Pikachu, to be honest.
I like Pikachu.
And I wanted Pikachu to be my first Pokemon, so I left my account and made a new one just to have Pikachu.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
Nice.
That was a long time ago.
I want to re-download it, but
it's not the same.
Yeah, it's not the same anymore.
I know people that still do it, but it's just like,
yeah, like FGTV. The dad still does it.
I mean, people I know for real.
Oh.
I know people I know for real that still play, but it's not like heavy, like how it was when it first came out.
Yeah. I remember, my first Pokemon was a Squirtle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
My account was good, but Then I got a new phone. I had to restart.
Put the mic closer to you.
I had to restart. So, yeah, but is that it for today?
Yeah, we're coming up on the 45 minutes. That's pretty good timing.
Yep.
So thanks X.
You're welcome.
That was in the clouds with Skiii X. I appreciate you for being on the podcast, man.
Oh, thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely.
All
right, guys. Thank you for tuning in to the Ugly Sofa in the Basement podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. I truly hope this becomes something really, really cool. We're definitely going to have a lot of different topics. Today is just something that I wanted to do. Get my son on there for the first time and talk about something that he wanted to talk about. I'm going through some pains with having gout, so I wanted to talk about health and the importance of staying healthy, and just look forward for more. If you guys want to know where to hear the podcast, you can find us on Spotify, Google Podcast, or YouTube. Once again, thank you guys for tuning in.